Are we back? Okay. Shoot, is it a different stream now? Oh no. Hold on, I thought I was going live in this other stream. What's going on here? Oh shoot, do we have to start another one? Okay. Sorry everybody, I tried. Can I get back into this chat? Nope, it ended. Sorry everybody. Okay, I tried. Okay, yeah, I tried to get back in the same one. It's weird because on YouTube I can still see it. So I can actually still see the super chats. So I'll give everybody a minute to join back up. Consta, my power went out. So my router went out. That was the problem. Was the power came on right away. But the router was off and I didn't realize it, so I had to go and turn the router back on, and that's why it took so long. And then just want to let everyone know, if you did a super chat, I can still actually see the old super chats, so I'll still get through them. Anybody that sent one already, I can still see it, but I just want to make sure that everyone's here before moving on. We lost like 100 people. Oh no, I feel bad, but I don't think there's anything I can do about it. Because I want to make sure that the people. Dina, is that chat still going? Maybe is Leanne. Let me see if I can text Leanne real fast. And okay, I just texted Leanne. Maria, thank you. So the chat's still going. Okay, the chat's still going, but I can't. Oh wait, maybe I can type into it, but I don't want to fudge this up so that I can't see. New stream started. My bad. My bad. New stream started. Please join. Please join. I need to keep this window up so I can see the. Sersha, thank you. Okay. Thanks, everybody. Yeah, my power went out for like a split second, which was fine, but it shut my router off. So then I didn't realize that was what was going on. And so it took me a minute to restart my internet. And then by that time, I think the chat timed out, because usually I can get back on it, but it was just like a really quick power outage. Like it was like 2 seconds. So, that California power. Okay. So I think we got through Christina. Okay, Leanne. Leanne should be here soon. What a bummer. We were like really going for it, you guys. That's okay, because we got new people in this chat. Alchemy, the vibe's too high. Yeah, totally. We blew the circuits. Leanne, and we're back. Okay, yeah, we're here. California power must be a new hit. The California power is so predictable and so reliable. Maria, thank you. I appreciate your kind words. Glad the podcast episode was working for you, giving you what you needed. Sorry, I am paying attention. I just sometimes, you got dual things coming at you. Okay. So I hope Christina Leanne, I actually still have the super chats up. So I can still see them. I see Steffi, because I hope we got Christina done. I see Steffi and I see and come on, let me see Steffi and Gabriella. So and I see Databug too. So let's see. Oh yeah, Stephanie. Okay, Steffi says, let's make sure that was it. Ashley, have you meditated today? Meditate. Oh, Christina. Okay, Christina. Yeah, so basically my advice to you is to kind of make peace with what happened. Maybe do some meditation or some kind of like soul searching, for lack of a better term, on why and how this was probably part of your story before you even came to earth. Because that's what I think, honestly. So you can kind of make peace with what happened and then move forward in the new story that's unfolding, because obviously a new story is happening for you. And if you can, the more you can, how do I say this? The more open you can greet this new chapter, the easier it'll be to transition into. Does that make sense? Okay. So I see Steffi. Thank you so much, Steffi, for the super chat. Says, my job is fully remote and no need to go to the office, but my boss wants us to be 50-50 starting in May. But I need to keep it fully working from home. Any tip on how to change it ASAP? Okay. Steffi. Wait. Is Steffi here? Steffi, are you here? I know you may have missed friggin' my power went out, so I lost the chat. I don't want to answer her question if she's not here yet. Or I'll answer it, Leanne, and then she'll probably end up emailing because it was a super chat, and then you can give her the timestamp if you don't mind, please. Thank you. Oh, no, you're here. Yay. Okay, she's here. Okay. So first things first, the most importantly obvious, glaringly obvious thing to me is, how do I change it ASAP? That's going to be how do I say this? It's like the head of a multi-segmented beast. It's just the first car of the train. It's not necessarily like the biggest or the only issue, but it happens to be like when I see I need it fast, I need it now. How do I do it quickly? Everything else that is in the way is kind of waiting in line behind this I need this thing now issue, like monster. And so the first thing, how to change it ASAP, is to not need it ASAP. I don't care. Send me back to the office. I don't care. I'm staying home. Tell me I need it. It doesn't matter. I'm going to be fine either way, but I know I'm staying home. And I'm not really worried about what they do because I control my reality. I control my schedule. I'm in charge of myself. I'm 100% in control of my dominion, or something, in control of myself. I control my schedule. I control my time. They do what I say. They know they know I work better at home. They'd rather me stay at home. They're going to make everyone else go back in, but they actually like me at home. They know I'm more productive at home. They see that I produce 3 times as much work, or I don't know. I'm just making stuff up. But like, that's the point. Anything is better than, I need to change this fast. Like I don't want to go back. Oh my God, I don't want to go back. I need to stay here. No, you already are. There's no going back. There is no going back. There's no going back for me. I'll always work from home from now on, forever, or whatever. Just like kind of make yourself a new standard, a new, like, I like to use the word baseline. But it's almost like I've heard Tony Robbins talk about it as like standards for yourself. And it's like right now you have the standard as I'm somebody that works from home, but I'm also somebody that works from home whose time is being quickly taken away from them. You can see the days just dwindling away, and like a calendar, like sheets blowing off in the wind, And you have now become somebody whose freedoms are being taken away 50%. And now you are behaving like, thinking like, acting like, fearing like, worrying like, doubting like, being insecure like somebody who will have 50% of their freedom taken away or whatever, right? So part of it is the decision that I'm in control of me. I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying. And even if they do get my ass in the office for one day, they're going to see quickly that, you know what, this doesn't work like this. And also I want to say, just like in the 3D wise, my aunt was working remotely for a long time, and then they told them they would have to come back in the office 50% of the time, and then they told them they had to come back in the office like one day a week. And then there's like, I don't always have to come in. So I've seen 3D that this thing might not even actually be 50% of your time. It literally might not even, like, I can tell you from my personal experience, I've seen that shit happen in real life. They might not even actually need you. But from a manifestation point, need who, when? Oh, always at home? Yeah, that's what I thought. And then so you keep the standard of, I'm somebody that stays at home. I'm somebody who makes my own schedule. I'm somebody who produces really well at home. I'm somebody who's, people I work with respect the kind of work, the quality of work that I do at home, and just kind of like turning the tide back to the knowledge and acceptance and appreciation of being somebody that works from home and being that person, and not being this person that's trying to make something happen on this rush time crunch when you're frantic and not wanting, like that energy. It's just not the same energy. It's not the kind of energy that is easy. It's not the energy that flows down the stream. It's the energy that fights upstream. So, Saoirse says, I did what Roxy is saying right now for my job, and eventually the CEO said he'll never make us go back into the office if we don't want a complete 180 from before, when he hated we work from home. So there you go. There's two 3D examples, and mine wasn't even like I don't think my aunt manifested that. It's just what happened. So there's one person with a manifestation and one person without, that we can tell you 3D evidence. You literally may not have to do this. So don't be the cause of being the 50%, right? Like your energy and fear of it is what would make you have to go in. Does that make sense? So be easy about it. Fucking make them come. I'll come in and do my work fine. I know I'm going to be coming home and staying home, and I'm fine with it. Just like, what my advice is decide that you're somebody that stays home, and don't let what they say rattle you or shake your resolve in this. And then also be easy, so that when it comes time to May, if it appears like, if you literally find yourself walking into the building and it feels like your manifestation did not work, don't give up. Because just like Saoirse was saying, that person could get you in the office and be like, oh wait, actually, hold on, this was a terrible idea. Maybe they don't want to be back in the office too. You know what I mean? Like, it just, don't close yourself off. And then even if it appears like it didn't work, don't close yourself off. And that's for every manifestation, for anything, so. Heather, oh my God, Heather, I love you. You're so sweet. Heather says, at Steffi, highly recommend listening to Roxy's success meditation. Your boss will give you exactly what you want. Just have my second pay raise and personal praise from MD something in less than a year. It works. I don't know what MD is, but it sounds good. Steffi says, okay, so Steffi, I'm going to tell you this right now. I'm not even going to read what you just wrote, because what you just did, you took the new clean story of what it is, of what you're choosing, and you just argued for your limitations. That's what Esther Hicks calls it. You're arguing for your limitations. I don't care where the fuck your office is. Why are you telling me that? And I mean that with love, right? That sounds bitchy as fuck, but I mean it like, why are you saying that? Why are you affirming that? We just talked you into being the version of you that makes your own schedule, works from home, does whatever the F you want, blah, 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 blah. And you immediately went back to, yeah, but I'm this person who doesn't want to give up my time because I have to blah, 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 all these reasons. You just undid what we did. So my advice to you is rewind it 5 minutes and go back to where I said what I said, and then stay there and stop talking about who cares. I don't care. I'm not even going to read it because I love you that much. So, you know what I mean? Powers of Harris said, circumstances don't matter. Exactly. And it's like, if you want to talk about how long the far away, the who cares, you just became the old version of you that's going to be getting your ass in that office, driving all that time. You know what I mean? Like, when you want to talk about why it sucks, you're the person who's going to be working in the office. When you talk about how free you are and how much you like the fact that who blah, 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 you're the person who's staying at home. And that's always the case. And it will never not be the case, because you're always manifesting in every single now moment. So If you can't in every single now moment say, I'm fine where I'm at and I'm glad that it's going this way because yas, me, then like you're gonna be fighting up you're gonna be fighting upstream. Okay. So Data, thank you so much for the super chat says, how do we really feel self-worth? I affirm my self-concept, but 3D shows otherwise in a third party situation, but I don't feel it all the time. He's with her now. I want to conform for me. Okay. So hold on. I need some hydration. Wait a moment. Everybody, let's take a breath together. Okay. Hold on, I need to scooch this closer. How do we really feel self-worth? I affirm my self-concept, but 3D shows otherwise in a third-party situation, but I don't feel it all the time. He's with her now. I want him to conform for me. Okay. So the first thing that I have to address, because it's almost like sometimes the advice comes, it's like in line, in like a queue, and I have to get like the first, like I just have to address them when like as they come, and I can't see what's behind the first one until I like address it. So I just kind of have to say the first thing that's coming up that I have to say is I'm seeing a zigzag. So I really want to feel my self-worth. I affirm myself. I really want to feel my self-worth. I affirm my self-worth, but the 3D shows me otherwise in a third party. I don't feel it all the time. He's with her right now. I want him to conform for me. Do you see? Look at that. In one, I mean, like that's like a 10-second read. You went back and forth 7 times. Well, I guess 6 because this was kind of together on the same hand. So 6 times. Ping pong, boing, 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 boing. You're not going to get any consistency out of someone like that. And and you're also going to, it's interesting, you're not going to feel it all the time either, are you? Because sometimes you're over here and sometimes you're over here and sometimes you're over here and sometimes you're over here. So of course you're not going to feel it all the time. And he's with that person now, probably not all the time, right? He's probably with you because boing, 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 boing. I'm just guessing. I affirm my self-worth. The 3D shows me something. I believe it. Boing, 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 boing. I just see boing. I just, again, bounce. I see zigzagging back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, boing, 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 back and forth. So, I want to conform. Oh, you want to conform for you. Okay. So sorry. I was reading that wrong. My bad. It doesn't matter. It's the same back and forth. I mean, it does matter, but it's the same back and forth, right? So I want to conform yourself for you, the best version of you. Okay. So for the first thing that's coming about is like, I don't know what you're doing in your everyday life or what you're doing with your thinking, but I can tell you just in what you said here, there's no like what's striking is and standing out is the lack of consistency in one direction, right? Like the thing that stands out for me, like I said, is the bouncing back and forth, 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 back and forth. When's your birthday, please, by the way? And so that's there. So any manifestation that's not is not a steady stream is not going to be consistent. So if you're doing some work and then you're succumbing to your 3D and then you're getting back on track and doing some work and feeling okay and then listening to your 3D and falling back and going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, that's part of your thing, right? So you're a 2. So 2s are very sensitive and can be very affected by the outside world and the actions of others and the way that they're treated by other people. And so it's something that you need to protect yourself as far as like, you need to manage your expectations of what you expect from other people and what you expect to get from what you expect others to provide for you, so that you're not relying too much on other people's opinions or validations or whatever, blah blah blah, right? So you're talking about self-validation. How do we really feel self-worth? And I'm just going to say that again because that question is valuable to everybody. How do we really feel self-worth? My answer to that, the first thing that came up in my head was practice. It's a practice. It is a skill, meaning it's something that can be developed and something that can be done to get better at, right? So feeling self-worth is about, you're doing half of the job. You're affirming your self-concept, but then when the 3D shows you otherwise, you're not saying, "Ha, nice try, bitch," or in what, however you would say that in your language, and I mean like your own personal vernacular, how you talk. You're not showing up for yourself. Like, okay, remember how I said about Tuesday, like, be careful of getting your validation from outside of the world, because this is why. If you're not able to validate yourself, this is what happens. You can affirm your self-worth, but then when the test, for lack of a better word, comes through, you aren't practiced, like I said, at being your own validation versus needing the outside world to provide it for you. So then when it comes time to be validated, you aren't practiced at validating yourself. The outside world is not going to fucking do it. Sometimes it might feel like they do, and that's great. But it's not always, and it certainly isn't like the answer to being validated. So if you always want to be validated, then guess who's always going to validate you? You're the only one who's always there with you. So like I said, self-worth is about not just affirming your self-concept, but then, bitch, show up for yourself. If you're worthy, then act like it. If you're worthy, then when someone shows you a third party, bye. Not because you can't manifest it, but because you are chosen first, aren't you? And so if you are supposed to be chosen first, then you can't allow yourself to be in a situation where you're chosen second, not consciously. If you find yourself in a third party situation, my advice probably would be to get the fuck out, because it doesn't help you affirm that you're chosen first when you know that there's somebody who's actually being chosen instead of you. So like I try not to do like relationship coaching because it's not my fucking business and you can do whatever you want. But like, really, if there is a third party and you're affirming it because you're trying to clean it up, you have already put yourself in second position. Because guess who's not doing that? Not no first position, bitch, right? Not no only girl in the room is not doing that. I'm not doing that stuff. I don't even think about I don't care about other women. I don't care if he talks to them. I don't care if he looks at them. We were at a food festival yesterday. I was like, God, there were a lot of beautiful women there today. And he was like, I know. And we just talked about how many beautiful women there were. Doesn't change anything about me, my marriage, my self-esteem, nothing. There were a lot of beautiful women I saw yesterday. That was cool. So, like if you're the first person, put yourself in first person position and act like one, and that's just, maybe that's my inner bitch kind of coming out a little bit. Like maybe that's like girl to girl or whatever. I'm assuming that assuming you're a woman. I apologize. But either way, the answer to your question is going to be consistency and then showing up for yourself. If you are trying to build self-worth, then you need to show up and show that worth, right? Like it's almost like if you're building something in the beginning, obviously the goal of building something is to get it to a point where it's kind of self-sufficient on its own, right? That's like done, right? And so even if it's, or like even like a business, like if you're building a business in the beginning stages, you're not really making a lot of money. You're doing things that aren't really necessarily returning your value right away, because at some point, that there's going to be a point when the business will kind of perpetuate itself and you'll be doing more of like the maintenance style stuff, not the building style stuff, right? So right now you're in the building phase of building self-worth, and that requires you to show up with your permits, to do your due diligence, to fucking do all the work. You know what I mean? Like imagine if you were putting a new building in somewhere, you'd have to do a bunch of work that you're not going to ever do again to build that building. Does that make sense? So like So if you're putting in the infrastructure, is it a weak it sounds like your infrastructure is weak as fuck with love, right? Like, and I mean, that's kind of a joke, but I mean that, like, you're saying, I affirm, but like you're building off out of toothpicks, and you're like, why is it crumbling? So put some steel fucking rebar and reinforce that shit. I don't care what a third party says. I am blah, blah, blah. Right? Like, you need to show up. That's what self-worth is. It's one part affirming, the other part is showing the fuck up for yourself and proving. If I'm so worth it, I'm not going to let myself. I'll at least be there for myself. I'm worth it enough to not leave my own side and let some other person have what I want and agree, be a part of it, continue manifesting it, keep letting this other person treat me like a second rate, blah, 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 right? Like, you're going along with it, and it's taking you. So get up out of the stream, get into another one, I hope that helps. Nora says, and these are the words I need to listen to, has been a month from hell, ridden with anxiety. I don't want to read I love you. I don't want to read your circumstances. But you said, I feel like I have two heads inside of me, and the secure showing up for myself one is in a fight with the insecure weak one. And Roxy, you just told me what I need. Off to show up for myself, work on my strength. After all, whatever is in my head tells me. Whatever my head tells me is not true, and practice self-worth. Yep. Listen, you can tell your head's just telling you stuff that it's always told you. Your head's just telling you stuff that you've heard and picked up over your life. Why the fuck are you still listening to it? Your head's just telling you stuff that got you right here. It's not the worst thing ever, but it's not what you want. So stop listening. Listen to something else. Pick something else. Say something else. Okay. Gabriella, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, just want to say thank you for everything. I'm becoming more and more every day. I'm becoming more and more every day, and everything is working out in my favor. Your videos, podcasts, and course have been life-saving. Thank you. Thank you, Gabriella. I appreciate that so much. I'm so glad to hear that. And thank you for your generosity and kindness. And if you would like, if you're interested in sending us a testimonial that could potentially be on the website, please email us at hello@roxytalks.com. If you'd like to, you don't have to, but that's really great to hear. And thank you so much for using your generosity to share that with the rest of the community. We love to see that, and proud of you. Thank you. Okay. All right, I'm back in the new chat. I need to get to the other stream on YouTube so I can see what's going on. So, what is going on? What's going on in the chat? What are we talking about? Do I have super chats? Because I've been going off of the old chat, so I don't know if any new stuff has come through. Can I get up in here? How do I do this? Okay, hold on, everybody. Shit. Wait. Fudge. I might have to. What's going on here? Shit. Okay, I have to get my husband real fast because if I don't, now my computer is gonna die, and I don't know why it's not charging. So I need to go. Babe, are you in here? No, I don't think he is. Okay, give me. I'm gonna have to step away again. Sorry for all the technical difficulties here. I'll try to get this handled ASAP. Okay. Sorry, everyone. I have like a shortage of plugs in my office, and or is it this porthole? Is it the porthole or is it the charger? I don't know what's happening. Oh, okay. We did it. All right. We saved the day, everybody. Okay. Okay. Okay, so we're all caught up on super chats. Leanne says, which means we have room for more super chats. Yes. Okay, so we have room for more super chats if you're interested in getting a guaranteed question answered. Otherwise, I'll just pop through the chat and like look for stuff to like answer. Now that my I'm gonna see if I can get back in this chat on YouTube. Let me get up in here. Yeah, let me get in there. Get up on into this chat. All right, there we go. Okay, cool. Coolsies. All right, so Shantae Ustay says, I'm a little confused about telepathy versus manifesting. For instance, if I feel that my friend is going to call me, was I manifesting or actually reading their mind? Both. That's why I look at it. It's like whether you were perceiving the information, you know, as it was transmitting with the other person, or if you sent out the electrical impulse to them. I don't think it really matters. I think it's all the same mechanism, right? Like it seems like it's you choosing, right? Because when you really think about it, what it sounds like a perfect, simple manifestation. It's something with no resistance, you know, like, you know, those ones where people are like, oh, I was thinking about my friend from middle school and they called me like 3 minutes later, like those kind of things. It's almost like it's a perfect manifestation, maybe is like I said, a way to say it, because there was the thought impulse and then there was like no resistance really to it and just kind of like let it come through. But that's kind of like the question that led me to finding the law of attraction, because I had an instance where I manifested a person, but I couldn't tell if I had predicted it or made it happen because it was before I read The Secret or anything. So that instance like led me on the journey that got me right here where I'm sitting. That very same question. So, but yeah, what I learned with that is both. Like I made it happen and I predicted, I knew it was going to happen. I predicted that shit, but I also made it happen. Shantae, thank you so much. You're so sweet. I appreciate you. Tiffany asked, does anybody in the chat know a Eunice who has transitioned? She keeps getting a message from a Eunice, but she doesn't know. You don't know him, but you know the message is for someone in the community. Holly, did I used to be a law of assumption channel? No. I've always, my channel on YouTube has always spoken about choosing your path and stuff. I speak about law of attraction and law of assumption and all those things, but like in my mind, it's like I use like the science. Like my perspective is the science of it. What's really happening on planet Earth? How do I describe it? How do I replicate it? So I wouldn't say that I'm necessarily a law of assumption or a law of attraction or any kind of channel, except like controlling your mind to make your reality what you want it. That's my perspective and where I speak from. Can you manifest being less self-conscious? Absolutely. I just saw a super chat pop through, so I'm going to get to that. But I do have a, excuse me, I have several videos about self-concept and confidence and things like that. I also have a my Confident AF self-concept workshop is available at my website roxytalks.com if you want to like dive deep, if you're like in a point where you can kind of invest in yourself. Otherwise, I have a lot of free content about, I have affirmations and a lot of videos about, so I think I even have a self-concept or self-confidence playlist on YouTube where I've just like put all of my videos that are concerning that topic in there. But you absolutely can. And it's just like we talked about with the other one about self-worth. It's practice. It's a practice thought. It's like being less self-conscious means you're no longer allowing yourself to think the thoughts that make you feel self-conscious. That's why you feel self-conscious, is because you let yourself think those thoughts, and then the reality that reflects those thoughts manifests in your world. You feel validated in your worrying and feeling the negative thoughts and the worries and the doubts, and so you continue to think them because look, they're true. So just yeah, absolutely, you can. Okay. Panda Bear, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, any wisdom and guidance for those born on the 14th? Thanks. Yeah. Sorry, my notebook is a little bit, it was kind of far. So, if you're born on the 14th, you're a 5. 5s, if you know tarot, 5s remind me of a Knight of Wands. So it's like, it's kind of like a go-getter type of adventurous, like fun seeker type person. So number 5s, this is your things that are common amongst you. We're into travel, adventure, fun, excitement, and change. We have a fearless need for something new. We're adaptable, progressive, and thrive with variety. We're meant to experience the 3D in all its glory, so you're always doing something. Curious, vivacious, and social. Quick-minded, you love to shake it up, love to explore. The exotic draws you in. You're attractive to all kinds of people. That's nice. Again, flexible, easily adapts, excited for change. You're and that allows you to jump on brief opportunities that others might miss. Constant attraction to the new and unusual and unknown. Inspire with enthusiasm and don't like to stay in one place. I have here a question mark next to wherever you are, you feel at home. I don't know, maybe. Adventure and travel is a breath of fresh air for you. And then, and as I'm saying these, Panda, will you tell me if this resonates with you? And then, so on the stuff to look out for, you want to be careful of being impatient, impulsive, or excessive, overindulging, or irresponsibility, maybe potentially being a drama queen or drama king, demanding constant activity and stimulation. We're easily bored, distracted, restless, don't fence me in, stubborn, headstrong to your detriment. So we must use discipline and routine to create order. Can be too fearful of the world and paranoid, so we're unable to focus and follow through and be productive. And here I have uses distractions to avoid looking within, needs constant stimulation. So this is somebody that wants to experience all 5 senses in life. We want it all. We're naturally curious, but that also can equal restlessness and impatience. But focusing on what's next creates excitement for you and helps with the transformation that you're going through. Rough patches in life transform and evolve you, so that's good. You're able to embrace the rough patches because it's new and what does this word say? Thrilling. But we also have to look out for self-sabotage for the thrill of the unknown. So if you were born on the 14th or 23rd or the 5th, Panda says, yes, it does. Doing the same thing over and over gets me bored easily. So if that's the case, then understanding that, you're going to thrive on having things shaken up, but you also are going to probably need a little bit of structure within that shaking up of things so that you don't get too shooken up. So you can kind of maintain your focus and your transition or ascension, whatever it is that you're working on. Maya says, I'm actually learning how to stop putting people on a pedestal. It's been hard work, but it feels good to focus on yourself. It does. It's really good. And one thing I've been saying, like, I had to kind of do this thing for myself as well. Like, I kind of noticed when I would be doing the same thing, and I had to just make this stand of, I am somebody who only pours into my throat chakra. I am somebody who only pours into relationships that pour back. And so if I find myself pouring into a cup that's not doing the same in some way, shape, or form, I'm just not going to pour there anymore. It's not, I don't hate them. I don't have any negative feelings towards them. If they want to pour back again one day, cool. But until they do, I'm just not going to pour there. I'm going to pour over here. Maybe I'll save my pouring up and pour somewhere else in some other areas, but I'm just not going to do it where it's not returning the investment. Right. And so this is a way that you can help. This is something that you can do if you have a third party situation, or if you have somebody that's like unrequited love, or somebody that's not giving you attention, or like I said, the pedestal thing. This is the good way of drawing that line for yourself. And it's not a place of hatred. It's a place of love. Like, sometimes people can't pour. Like, I can't always pour into everyone's cup all the time. And hopefully they don't, hate me forever because I couldn't pour into their cup at some point, you know? So I'm going to keep my feelings open like that for them. And just sometimes it's not time to pour into that cup, and that's totally cool. So I'm going to pour elsewhere. I'm not going to be mad about it. I'm going to be excited about where I am pouring. And when it's time to pour back in that one and they're ready to pour back into me, cool. Great. Heather says, Roxy, you're my gym buddy today. Thank you. Me and 111 other people. Yay. Magic. Powers of Tarot. Good night. I know it's late for the other side of the world peeps from me. Okay, Shantae Ustay says, thank you for the super chat. Along the same line, I'm a bit confused with intuition. How can I know it's intuition, not just myself manifesting my thoughts into my reality? Okay. First thing I want to say is, the first thing that wants to be said is, why do you think that they're separate? Not that your thoughts can't be broadcasting some bullshit you don't need to be listening to nor manifesting, but there's no separation between you and me, and there's no separation between you and your thoughts. Not saying that obviously you can't control them, and that they don't, good is vibrating with higher source and bad is not, or whatever. But my point is that it's all you, right? So having said that, it's all you. You are at least a conduit for this information, right? You're a conduit for what is coming through. You're the radio, not the song. Does that make sense? So how can you know what influence you're under, what song is playing? That's what you're asking me, right? What you're really asking is, how do I find the song I like and only listen to that? So what you need to do then is meditate every day. That's going to be the first and easiest and best and quickest way that you get to, that you're tapping into what you called your intuition and not your 3D reality, right? That thing, right? That you're talking about, the distinction. So how can you know it's you versus this? The first step, definitely meditating, because not only does meditating get you in connection and get you in alignment, or, get you in vibration, or however you want to, like, connect you to your whatever, your alignment, your higher source, however you want to look at it, God, whatever, the universe. Not only does it do that part, the other thing it does is that meditation teaches you how to tell the difference between the voice of source and that repetition thing that you've always listened to, like like you said, that separation of what you're trying to find the difference between. So meditating is going to help you. Why did that sound like insane in the membrane? Oh my God, that was funny. Meditating is going to help you be able to not only connect with this intuition that you're trying to become more familiar with, but also then understand and be able to distinguish it from this other thing which you are saying you don't want to be under the influence of. Does that make sense? Shantae says, "Wow, I'm really starting to get better. Get it better. Yes, 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 yes." And that tells me you know you get it. You get it. You get it. Proud of you. But Shantae, how often are you meditating? Pisces me says, loving your morning affirmations rampage. It's like having a best friend encouraging me. Yay, that's so sweet. Thank you. And it's funny you say that because I've been saying, I think I said this last week too, but I've been saying the universe is like my invisible best friend that's pulling all the strings for me, or that's like pulling all these strings. And yay, yay to best friends pulling strings for us. Linda, you're talking about overcoming limiting beliefs. Okay, Linda, I'm glad you brought that up. So, I haven't started really like advertising it just yet. We're still getting everything all finalized and in place. But I'm going to be hosting a live workshop probably around in May about limiting beliefs. So, probably the next time we get together, which may not be next week because I have grandma's funeral this weekend, so I have to go up out of town and go to grandma's funeral this weekend. I don't know if I'll be here next Monday. I'm not sure yet. So, but when we get together next, we should have a like a sign up page where you can at least like sign up on the list to get information about the limiting beliefs free like workshop that I'm doing. It's going to be a masterclass, a free masterclass. So limiting beliefs, free masterclass coming in May-ish. The official word will be coming just in the next couple weeks. And so stay tuned if you're into that. And then we'll have a nice little sign up page where you can sign up for updates about that. And so you can stay in the know. Sana says, I legit quantum leaped into the reality of my dreams. Meditation helps so much. Proud of you. And yes, 100%. Meditation is like the answer to everything. Amy says, what are your thoughts on couples therapy to help with communication? I think it's great. Absolutely. Therapy I think therapy is wonderful. I think everyone should get it if they can or when they can, and, put it as a priority so that they can. And definitely couples therapy is going to help you interact with your partner better. And that's probably exactly what you want, right? That's what we all want, don't we? Shantae says, I'm meditating for a whole hour now the last several days. I'm so excited to feel that. Ooh, Shantae, proud of you. Okay, keep going. There's so much there. And the more you do it, the more comfortable you'll be. You'll know. Because like meditation, like I said, it helps you get into the zone. So you'll already be kind of like more connected with your intuition, if you want to call it that, or your source or whatever, than you would have been without the meditation. And because you've been practicing meditation, you know to better distinguish when that voice is talking. And since you are connected to it more because you're meditating, it's going to be louder or easier to discern because the bullshit's going to be quieter than it normally would be when you're not meditating every day. The other thing I like to tell people is this is something that I really like to say about meditating. It kind of formed recently, but meditation, like, how do I say this? Meditation helps you show up and be your ideal self that day. So it's almost like, okay, if I don't meditate, I'm going to show up to this day as my normal self, my autopilot self, the self that's just coming, that needs the questions, that needs the answers, that already manifested the bullshit that I'm trying to get out of. If I don't meditate, I am showing up to my day as my OG original self that I already said I didn't want to be because I'm over here on a manifesting channel. And I'm speaking from personal experience as well because this is how I got started. So if I'm not meditating, if I didn't meditate today, that's who I'm being. That's who I'm reacting to the world as. That's who I'm interacting with my people as. That's who's choosing my thoughts. That's who's connecting to source, maybe listening to thoughts, maybe not. Maybe they're listening to that song I don't want to hear anymore because it's their favorite song, isn't it? Even though it doesn't fucking serve them, even though it's the saddest song on the radio, we're going to listen to it all day long and cry about it. But if I do meditate, then I'm either guaranteeing or have a much higher chance of showing up to my day as my ideal version or as a version of me on the way to that. So I have a much higher chance of manifesting that reality just naturally by being, just because I am being that version that I would not have been able to be if I hadn't accessed it in meditation that morning. Okay. Elizabeth, thank you so much. You're so sweet. Is this another Sersha with a C? Is that how you say your name? Is it Sersha with a C? Because I just learned how to say your name a few weeks ago, so I'm really proud. I'm like, we have 2 Sershas, and I can say it. I know how to pronounce it. I'm hoping that's how you pronounce yours. It looks it looks it looks similar, but yours is with a C, so I'm hoping this is a Sersha with a C because I know how to say it. I like when I pronounce people's names right. Sersha says, I had an epiphany after seeing a recording of myself just sitting. I realized I'm inside my body and all opinions come from outside. Tell yourself what you wish to believe. That's really nice. I really like that. And I've had this thing kind of coming through where I'm like, so what happened to me was, here's a little arc of what's been going on in my life for the last week or two. So I went to therapy. I talked to my therapist about some things in my life and it's, some habits, whatever, and some things that I'm dealing with. And something inside me was like, maybe I should look at in my past lives, like who I was before I came to this body. Because as I've said many times here, I was not an empty vessel when I came here. I was not a blank slate. I knew way more than a child should have known. So I know that I came from somewhere else. There's just no way I was blank when I came here. So I had this idea in therapy. I was like, maybe I should start looking into my past lives because maybe there'll be some answers into why I'm doing these things and like that I don't have an explanation for. Kind of, I mean, I could find an explanation, but like it feels deeper than that. So I made the intention that I was going to maybe talk to like a past life therapist, regressionist, or whatever, hypnosis, whatever. And not even intending to talk about it with my regular psychic that I see all the time or talk to all the time. But I brought it up with her like at the end of our conversation, which happened to be like 2 days after my therapy session. And she, without knowing what I was talking about, because we've talked about other stuff, but not these other things and the way, but described them. She described these past life situations that made all these other random things make sense. And I was like, OMG, like, okay, hold on. So now I'm starting to look at like my self, who she says is like 7,000 years old, and like all of the trauma that my soul has gone through over its journey, and why I might feel the feelings that I feel now, even though I haven't experienced something like that. And so I started like feeling really bad for my poor soul, like OMG, like, oh, like who's like, wait, who's fucking with you? Like I started feeling really bad for me, not Roxy, this body. There's somebody inside operating Roxy right now. Like, we talk about the puppet or the meat suit thing, but like really, really think about an avatar. This body, this life I've lived, my parents, my story, that is an avatar. It's a skin. Who I am is something way bigger and longer and different than me playing a game and, like Monopoly being the little iron or being the hat. That's what it is right now. Like this Roxy is like the equivalent to the iron on the Monopoly game or the little doggy or the hat, whatever, or the car. That's what it is. And the you that's inside of this puppet, the hand inside the puppet, right? Like is something different than just the puppet. So I'm really starting to look like, and then I was like thinking, and the reason I brought this up is I was in meditation today. I was kind of looking at myself from the outside and I was thinking like, oh my God, like I love my meat suit. Like I love my little Roxy avatar. Like I'm almost tearing up thinking about how much I love my little, my little body, and the fuck, we need to treat ourselves better. all I wanted to say. Saoirse with an S is laughing. Is it Saoirse with a C? Is it real? Is that who we have? Um. So yeah. Mimi's tips for meditation when you have ADHD. Okay, so first off, I would say Google that. Um, because I don't know, like I don't have like a real answer for you, but I can tell you like my theoretical answer. But I would say literally Google it because I'm sure there's like a ton of literature on that actual topic. So that's cool. Like you're not alone. There's a lot of people that are, that have experienced ADHD in their body and are working through that. So that's cool to know that you can like Google that stuff and find people that have worked through it on their own and like what worked for them. Um, but what I will say, just you know, theoretically, my advice would be for one is to work on maybe affirming that you have ADHD less or not at all. B, stop using it as you're. I'm not saying that it doesn't make it hard for you to meditate, but if you say that it does, you're using it as an excuse. You know what I mean? And so your words are always manifesting. And so if you're saying I can't meditate because I have ADHD, then guess what? You're going to keep having ADHD and you're going to keep not being able to meditate. Both things are happening there. So that's why I say maybe stop saying you have ADHD if you can or when you can, and then start small with meditation. Um, I meditate every day, and I still some days don't have a very productive meditation because my shit's all over the place. But I still show up for myself. I'm still taking that moment, and I still feel better, even if I don't have something majorly profound. I at least get some sort of clarity, or I can at least see what's going on in my mind, so that I can start working through what's going on there. Right. So there's always a benefit. You're never going to walk out of a meditation and not have some sort of benefit, even if it's just, I was just calm for the last 5 minutes. Great. That's a benefit to your life. Right. So where the fuck did that question go? Oh yeah. So meditation when you have ADHD, again, take away the ADHD label from yourself and stop. And at the very least, stop using it as an excuse for anything, especially meditation, which is like, it is concentration. So of course you have ADHD. Of course you can't do it because you have ADHD. It's like obvious. Why would you be able to? It's like, don't fall into the trap of just affirming it because it's been or because you have. And who cares? Pick something different and then practice slow. Start slow. Start with 5 minutes. Then go 10. Then go 15, and make it a practice to push through those moments and stay still. And I don't know if I have ADHD, so I don't know whether my mind falls on either side of that fence. So I can't say what it's like to meditate with an ADHD mind or not. But what I can say is that you're definitely not alone in being distracted when you meditate. If you are and wanting to get up and not being able to sit still, you're not alone. We all go through that, and some people, I hear that a lot. So it's totally fine. Start slow and then build the practice. Do a week straight of 5 minutes, and then do a week straight of 10 minutes or 7 minutes or whatever, and just keep building on it. Alicia says, I don't think Roxy yelled at anyone today, or did I miss it? That's not the Roxy I know, LOL. Roxy is the 2020s version of Ask Ashley. Thanks, Alicia. It's funny because I think I've heard that before. I feel like someone has said that before. But yeah, it's like all calm, and then all of a sudden she starts screaming. No, I haven't yelled at anyone today. Sometimes you don't need it. Dio, so you're talking about manifesting a new house. So I have a video about that exact thing when I manifested my house, how I had to work through my issues and like what like I had my, internal things that I had to deal with, that I had to push through with my affirmations of this is my house, it's happening. I did like I said earlier, I call it throw the book at your manifestation, meaning like I did every visualization I could imagine of getting my house, being approved for it, being approved for it, getting the phone call I was approved for it, sending the text saying someone else I was getting approved for it, jumping up and down because I got approved for it, signing the papers, turning the key in the door, opening the door, walking, just like every visualization that I could imagine of getting the house. I did. They all came true. We're sitting in the house right now. I made a video about it. And like you said, you notice there's an association with an old trauma. 100%. That's exactly what the problem is. What do I recommend to do in this issue? And with this issue is, one, if you can, work with therapy and get going on the trauma, because that's always going to be there. And whether, right now it's just your house that it's causing issues with, but I'm sure it's been there cause issues in other areas, and will continue to, right, if we don't address and heal these things. So therapy. Watch my video about manifesting a house. Oh, thank you. Leanne linked to the video. So it's right there in the chat. You can just click it right there. And after this is over, of course. I'm just kidding. You can listen whenever. And also maybe watch my videos about my 360 method. That's my official method and the program, which is coming soon. And that's how I manifest, is like all your thoughts are manifesting all the time. However you feel, your thoughts are creating your reality. So the deal is to work on healing and managing the emotions in the most healthy way, while keeping the thoughts aligned to a reality where what you want is in existence now or inevitable. Shantae, you're so sweet. Thank you. Okay, Tiffany says, I came across something from Eckhart Tolle on Be Still and Know That I Am God. He said, all creation comes from the stillness. When an artist sits at the canvas, the picture is seen in the stillness. Wow. That's such a great observation, right? Because when we're chaotic, when we're frantic, when we need something, the answers don't come. The answers come when you chill the fuck out and you're like, all right, fine. I guess I'm going to die then. I guess it's over then. I guess it's done. I guess we're just all going to throw it to fucking hell. I'm over it. And then it comes through because you're no longer pushing against it or swirling in the lack of the solution. Hold on, I'm bringing my table close again. Sorry, my beverage. Mimi says, reading The Secret right now, is it a good book for someone who's manifesting? Mimi, my opinion on The Secret, I see The Secret as like manifesting 101. It's almost like the seminal book, the opening of the door to manifesting. I think it's I honestly think that everyone should read The Secret, because it's so simple. It's so direct. It breaks it down in so many easy to understand ways and gives you so many examples of times throughout history when people have been trying to explain this to us, right? So I think The Secret's a great place to start. And we have a really, Mimi, we have a great book club on the website, roxytalks.com/forum. We have a book club on our forum, and we are reading books and reviewing books all the time. And Leanne and I have been talking about like doing what we can do to kind of beef that up and stuff, and beef Mindset Monday up and stuff. So more book suggestions at roxytalks.com/forum. The book club right now that we're reading is the book club of the now, is what I call it, because I don't always go by month. So I call it the book club of the now is Think Like a Monk by Jay Shetty. I actually have it right here. Let's see. Come on now. Come on. Okay, here we go. Think Like a Monk by Jay Shetty. This is our book club of the now book. Really good read, really great for like soul searching and kind of like learning to uncover your purpose and finding your passions and your path in life. It's a really, really great book, really easy read. So that's our current book club book. And yes, The Secret. Bree says they have The Secret and audio as well. Yeah, and you can, I think it's on YouTube also. I think there's like a reading of it on YouTube. Okay. I'm going to do last call for super chats. If you want a guaranteed question from me, I answer all the super chats. So if you want one last call for those, let's talk about homework. Marta says, that's why I think I'll never do it. I'm in too deep. I'm too deep in lack and love and lack of love. What soothes me is thinking we'll be together in our next lives. Marta. I know violence is not the answer. I'm not condoning violence, but I want to slap that bullshit out of you. Slap it out. I need to Will Smith the Chris Rock out of you real fast, because why hold yourself back in this life? You already have love within you, Marta. There it is. Who wanted to get yelled at? Who wanted someone to get yelled at? Because now today is Marta, because we love you, Marta, so much. Marta, you lack of love. Do you know that does not exist? Do you know that lack of love is not a thing? Lack of love, I just heard in my head, is like dark clear, fluorescent black. It doesn't make sense. Lack of love is not, it's not real. Lack of love is like saying a lack of energy. Everything's energy. There's no way you can think, and you can use your little human brain to cut yourself off from the love that is you and is coursing through you right now. But that love is there. And I, this is so weird, because this is a new thing I've ever been seen or shown. But like, what I was just told is that love that you say you don't have and you have a lack of is the reason you clicked on this video. That love that you say you don't have is what brings you to Mindset Monday and brings you to this community. So to say you don't have it, to say you lack it, is not true. You've just turned the volume on it so fucking low that you can't hear it. And you're like, why isn't my favorite song playing? I see it playing. It says it's playing, but I don't hear it. Turn the volume up then, Marta, and stop listening to the other shit. Because this mentality, not good enough. I don't know you. We've never spoken face to face, but I know you well enough not here. You are better than that. You deserve better than that. Don't you dare come here, Marta, and say, I'm never going to blah, 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 and I don't get it, and I'm just going to have to wait till next. No, absolutely not. New standard for yourself. I am somebody who gets love in this motherfucking lifetime. Now. Who feels love now. Who has love now. That's not in lack. You can't be in lack of love. You are love. That doesn't make any sense. It does not compute. It's not real. So get your finger off have your finger on the mute button, and you're complaining that the love is muted. Get your motherfucker off that button now and let the love song play, and don't turn it off this time. Don't change the station. Even if the song sounds so new that you don't recognize it, so uncomfortable that you don't want to listen to it, keep listening to it, because it's there. Again, it's what got you to click on the link and come today, and come every week, and come to the chats. You're always showing up for yourself, Marta, at least here. I see you as somebody who shows up for yourself. Like, that's the you I've seen. I've never seen this blah, blah, blah. I'm not even going to repeat it. Why would I even say it out loud? Because in my reality, Marta is somebody who comes to the chats and shows up for herself. Marta has a cool ass job. Marta connects, like, you're doing really cool stuff, Marta. Like, I just don't, this version of you, while that may be the one that you identify with and spend the most time operating as, is not your destiny, and is not your truth, and that's not what you didn't come here to just get fucked over this life. Okay. So yeah, Marta. Hazel says, you came to Mindset Monday to get reminded that you are love. Yep. Thank you, Hazel. Yep, yep, yep. See you next week, Tiffany. Okay, what's homework? Astro. I thought of Will Smith too. That's what I saw in my head. That's why I was laughing and had to say it out loud. Leanne said, I knew a Will Smith reference was coming. I saw it. Okay. Okay, Bree says, I did the gratitude. So we're talking about homework from last week. I did the gratitude and manifested my medical bills being paid off. Oh my God. That's amazing. That is so amazing. Who else did homework from last week? Sierra, thank you for the kind words about my nail polish. It's darker than it looks. It's more like this color. It looks darker from far away. The color is called Watermelon, and it's by DNC, I think is the name of the brand. It's like a gel. Okay. Homework stuff. Shantae says the gratitude homework did help me. One point when I almost slid into a bad mood, I remembered I wanted to be grateful and kept my mood calm. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. It's been helping me a lot too. And I'm noticing that I've been using gratitude ahead of time. Like I'm using it for things that would normally make me worry or like what's normally stress me out. As soon as they come up, I'm thanking them for being taken care of or handled or whatever it is right away. Whereas normally I would like worry about it and then like have to clean it up kind of a thing, you know? Now I'm just like right out the gate, thank you for taking care of that, blah, 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 blah. And being like really in the gratitude, not just like, oh yeah, saying thank you, but actually being in the gratitude of it. Like it is taken care of. Thank you so much. And really just staying focused. Mimi says, I failed the gratitude lesson last week. Mimi, there is a trend going on with you. We have a lack of gratitude. We have a lack of meditation. What else? What was the last question I answered for you? Mimi. Where is Mimi? They need to have a freaking search. You were talking about the secret. Wasn't there something else? What else did I ask? What else did we talk about with you, Mimi? Dear YouTube, let us have a search so we can search the comments. Oh, tips for meditation when you have ADHD. Okay, so we have ADHD. We haven't meditated. I know you said that in the beginning. Remember when in the very beginning you said you hadn't meditated. You said you failed the homework. You don't talk about yourself very well. Like, I know I haven't talked to you much, but everything that I have seen from you, maybe it's selective, but I'm getting this what I'm seeing overall is like, where's the hope? Or where is the like, no, I'm not going to lower the camera. I'm just leaning over and scrunching over and no, because you're not trying to get a better view of my boobies. Get out of here. What were we talking about? I'm so focused. Mimi. Yeah, Mimi. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm getting the impression that you don't speak very highly of yourself or think very highly of yourself. And so I just want to just point that out so that we can focus on it in the way of putting attention on this in a positive way. So like do I not speak very highly of myself? Maybe I need to start paying attention to that and speaking higher about myself. Okay. Last super chat. Elizabeth, thank you so much. Says, flipping my thoughts more I'm finding the good in everything, cry and laugh in positivity, and anytime something good or cute happens, feels so good. Yay, proud of you. That's awesome. It it works, and what I wanna say to you is don't come back next week and say I fell off of the thing that I said I was doing last week. And I'm not saying don't fall off. I'm saying don't act like falling off is possible. You are the bike. How do you fall off the bike when you are the bike, right? So like I see a lot of people, "Oh, I fell off this week. I didn't do it this week." I like this is what I was trying to say about Mimi. Like I failed this week. I don't and I mean this with love. I don't think you failed this week. I don't think you're fully trying. So if you were trying, then you wouldn't have failed. If you weren't trying, of course you might see that as a failure, right? But like if you're trying, you're not going to label yourself as a failure because labeling yourself as a failure makes you fail. So when I see the language not matching up, I know you're not doing your work. Elizabeth, what I want to say to you is like, I don't know why I said don't come here next week saying you fell off, but that's what it came out as saying, because if you fell off, you should have did more self-care, been really kind and gentle with yourself, allowed yourself the freedom and the ability to be human to fall off. And not every day is perfect. Like you're going to have ups and downs, so it's totally fine. So to think that you fell off because you were good for 5 days and then the next day you felt like shit tells me you don't understand that this is a lifelong practice. It never fucking ends. There is no falling off. You mean you had a bad day? What did you do to help yourself? I meditated. I did my affirmations. I did self-care. I laid around and did fucking nothing. I didn't look at my phone all day or whatever. And then the next day I meditated. I went to the gym. I did my whatever, because I know that being on track for a while and then having a bad day does not mean I have fallen off or that it's time to give up or I have to start all over, and I'm not going to talk about myself like that. And I don't know why, Elizabeth, I'm saying this to you, but I just felt it came out. I don't know. But proud of you. Keep going. What you just said, this sentence, these 3 sentences, this is your life's philosophy. This is for the rest of your life. Flipping my thoughts more and finding the good in everything. Flipping my thoughts, finding the good in everything. Cry and laugh in positivity anytime something good or cute happens. And I will add to that, or bad, feels so good. That's how to live life. That's how you be a conscious manifestor. That's how you get everything you want. That's how you make the most of this world. Find the good in it. Flip the thoughts. Process the emotions. And keep going. Okay, Zero Nirvana says, thank you for the super chat, says, manifest a sincere apology from someone who seems like they really don't care. They used to be an SP I had feelings for, but is in a relationship, and I feel like he took advantage of me to get at her. Okay. Zero Nirvana. Leanne, I'm going to ask you, I don't know if you have this right now, but earlier today, there was somebody had an SP and a third party. Remember that question? And we talked about not letting yourself being chosen second, right? Leanne, if you're able to, if you have that, I don't know if you have that timestamp yet. And if not, Zero Nirvana, I would ask maybe if Leanne doesn't have it right away, she'll get to it soon. If you could come back in a couple of days. Earlier on this chat, I talked about a situation like this, and I want you to hear that because I want you to get to be in that mind frame about like where you are with the relationship with this person and what happened and the other person and where we get to where we have to be in our mind to kind of get to this place of having a third party and stuff like that. I would like you to listen to that kind of like rambling that I did earlier in this chat. So Leanne either is going to maybe check and see if she has the timestamp, or if not, if you don't mind checking back in a couple days, there'll be a timestamp for you. She'll like tag you in the comment section of this video and further help you with that. But as far as the apology goes, a couple of things are standing out to me, right? First off is there is anger, pain, resentment, and indignation at the very least with this person in the third party, blah, blah, blah. So you're trying to get an apology for something that's really like, the wound is like fresh. It's there. And that wound probably it's not the first time this wound has maybe been struck. We actually had someone on today who had like their first time being like kind of fucked over by somebody, but a lot of times these wounds are not the first time you felt like this by somebody. So whatever is underneath this pain, anger, resentment, indignation, the how dare you of what they did to you to get this person, that thing is going to block your apology. And not that it would block your apology, but it's like that thing's going to block your growth. Because like, I don't know what they're going to do with the 3D, but like, if you can't deal with that part, it's going to eat away at you. And that would certainly be a block to an apology, right? I'm not saying it could or would, but like that sounds like a great block to an apology is being really fucking pissed at what they did. You know, like one thing I can say about manifestation is like, it's going to give you exactly what you say is going on. So if they're a motherfucker who did some fucked up shit to you, you aren't getting an apology because motherfuckers who do fucked up shit don't give apologies. You know what I mean? So not sincere ones. That's what you asked for. You said specifically a sincere one. So part of what I want to say is you have healing to do. The other part of what I want to say is, this is what I say to everybody who ever needs an apology, is do you actually need the apology? Do you really need it? Or do you need to be seen and witnessed for what was done to you? Because those are two different things. And one can come from the inside and one has to come from the outside. And we can't control the outside, even though we can influence it and we can tell it, by God, what we want. We cannot actually control the way the 3D reality comes about. We know that. That's the whole point about like, ask, believe, and receive. I want that thing. I know what's going to happen, and let it happen when it does and how it does, because that part's not up to me. I'm the when and the now, not the, what is it? I'm the what and the now, not the when or the how, right? I made that up myself, and I'm so good at remembering. So needing an apology is a good block to not getting an apology. Right? Because like, why would you need an apology? Because this motherfucker did some fucked up shit to me and blah, 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 blah. That story is still active and is still manifesting. So again, and it seems logical that you're unlikely to get a sincere apology. Obviously, because you're asking me. Clearly, this version of them is not capable of giving you the fucking sincere apology because you're over here paying money to ask how to get it. So the version of them that you have now, you're not getting an apology from. And so this is why, like, do you need it? Can you forgive? Do you actually need an apology from them, from their 3D mouth to say, I am sorry for doing this fucked up thing to you? Or can you visualize getting it, energetically get it in meditation, get it in an inner conversation, script, I'm so sorry, and you write back, great, go fuck yourself or whatever. Can you do it energetically and then move forward from that place? Like, can you give yourself the apology internally and move forward? Or do you need to have it in the 3D? Because the answer to that question is how long it takes and can you get it? Does that make sense? Like, there's no timeline. There's no exact science. It's what do you think? You're the one manifesting the situation, not me. You know? Mary, should you revise all the relationship before recreating it? that's a hard question to answer. I see you like, no offense, but like begging for this question to be answered over and over, which I'm saying this with love, but your urgency and your needing to be seen and validated and all this stuff like tells me there's deeper stuff going on. Like you revising your relationship isn't going to heal what's in within you that manifested it falling apart to begin with. So it's a start, but it's not the only, I would say probably not the only thing you should do. Tiffany, you're back. Okay. So I was just talking to Zero Nirvana. I hope that resonated with you. Are you still here? I'm not sure if you're still here anymore. But yeah, my answer to anybody that always, how do I manifest an apology? Do you really need that apology is always my answer to that. Do you think you need it? Does your pride need it? Or do you really need it to move forward in life? Are you gonna like not be able to move forward unless you hear from their mouth, I am sorry? And it's not my judgment. This is your answer. You need to answer this yourself. Valerie, so Leanne's giving you answers and you said, okay, I'll try, but it's hard because you're a person that likes to plan everything. So why don't you affirm the opposite and affirm the opposite about the other thing you're saying? So, like, I don't even know what you're saying. I actually don't know what she told you before, but all I can see is I'll try. Okay, I'll try, but it's hard because like, why? And I mean this with love, Val, like I totally mean this with love. This is going to sound really mean probably, but like, why would you even bother typing what you said in the first place? Why bother coming in here, asking for advice, only to greet the advice with, I'll try, but I'm going to go back to being my same self? Why bother? Why type it? Why make Leanne waste her energy? And I mean, again, I mean this with love. Like this is literally, I'm asking you to think about this. Why come in here and get Leanne to waste her energy giving you advice to only turn around and say, nah, I don't think so. Not judging, literally just asking, because I don't know what she said, but I imagine it's probably something similar to what I would say because she just studies what I say all the time and just regurgitates that back to people. We talk about it all the time, so I know that's what she does. So, okay, I'm a person that likes to plan everything. I'm just going to take off of what you said here. I'm a person that likes to plan everything, meaning that either somebody in your life or something in your life is making it difficult for you to plan. Right? That's got to be what it is, right? Some sort of situation in your life is making it difficult for you to know what's going on. So you have an issue with it because you like to be able to plan. Well, right now you're affirming this thing is an issue and I'm this way, so it's a problem. If you stopped affirming those two things, maybe everything would just coalesce for you. You know, like how about my schedule works out perfectly, or this person likes to plan like me, or this job gives me the blah, 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 blah that I need. And I'm a person who's flexible. I do love to plan, but I also enjoy going with the flow. Now you have created the perfect storm for everything to work together. And if you come back with, I'll try, but it's hard. Maya says, are you a Scorpio? Yes, I am. Can you tell? All right. And I mean this with love. All love. It's all fun. Sometimes it just comes out sassy. Okay, but we need to talk homework and we need to get the fuck off the thing because it's time for me to go. It is time for me to go. Yeah. Okay. Homework was supposed to be gratitude. Maya says, I knew you were a Scorpio by the way you talked. Yeah. Shh, my Scorpio comes out. She comes out. She shows herself. Okay. Your homework last week was to super focus on gratitude. It was to do 7 days of gratitude exercises, whether those were 7 different ones or 7 of the same, doesn't really matter. The point was to do 1 week. All I asked was for 1 week. No, I'm just kidding. I have no dog in this race. This is you guys. Your guides only asked you for 1 week of being gratitude. That's all they asked for. And I think like 5 people did it. So I'm going to give you the homework again. And if you were the ones that did it, then you understand that this is not punishment of getting the same homework twice, and you'll be glad and appreciative and grateful to do it again for a second week, right? Oh my god, it's funny too, I forgot. After I got off Mindset Monday with you guys last week and we gave that homework, I talked to one of my real life friends, one of the friends who I've mentioned her before because she's the person who I've been telling her to get The Secret since like 2011, and I'm always like, she's used that book as a doorstop, as a coaster, as everything but a freaking as reading material. But I talked to her that day and she's like, "You're never gonna fucking believe this." She's like, "My therapist made me." She's like, "My therapist gave me a week of gratitude journaling as like my assignment." And I was like, "Ah, ha, 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 caught up to you, bitch." So, anyways, I was like, it's funny that that happened because I just gave out gratitude as homework for this week. So clearly, we all need it. Um, so we're homework for this week. Gratitude exercises, and what I want you to do, maybe not necessarily like I need to do a gratitude exercise, but I want you to make at least like 5 minutes of every day for the next 7 days. That's 35 minutes of an entire week, okay? 5 minutes a day. I want you to do some sort of meditation, exercise, affirmations, journaling, visualizing, just sitting and smiling and being grateful, thinking of all the things you got. Just something to bring up the feeling and the thoughts and the ideas of gratitude every day for the next 7 days, okay? Just 5 minutes a day. 5 minutes of gratitude for the next 7 days. That's everyone's homework, even if you did it last week, and especially if you didn't do it last week. Mesh says, I've been up and down this week in mood. Okay. Meditation and gratitude will help that for sure. So that's our homework. Meditation's always homework every single day. I suggest meditating every morning if you can. Dina says gratitude is a daily life practice. Exactly. Every day. And it's transformative. You know, it's not like we're talking about go be grateful because like I'm like secretly the person who's giving you out the gifts and I want you to feel grateful because ultimately that means that I'm special. You being grateful affects me zero, you know, but it affects you a million, you know? Yay, Mimi, I love it. Mimi says I'm going to be the best at gratitude and thankfulness this week. Yay. Mimi, why don't you something just told me to tell you to write it down. Either write it down on a sticky note or like on a mirror where you're going to see it. But something told me that what you just said right there, instead of I'm going to be the best at gratitude and thankfulness this week, how about I am so grateful and thankful for ... Write that down on a sticky note or write it on your mirror or something. But I just saw that somebody writing it when I talked to you about that. So maybe everybody, but definitely Mimi and everybody. Bree says, I'm definitely going to meditate this week. I listen to affirmations, but I need to meditate. Yeah. Affirmations are awesome. And somebody asked, do you have to affirm every day? I saw that question pop through. Understand that all of your thoughts are affirmations. Every thought you think and say, everything you think and say is an affirmation because it's affirming some reality out of the near infinite possibilities, right? So everything you think and say is affirming something, some reality. So listening to affirmations and reciting them is great because it's training you on what affirmations to think and say so that you can live that reality. Meditating is you emptying out the bucket. It's like you cleaning out when you hit when you empty out your bucket on your desktop and it makes your computer run faster. You're emptying the trash when it's overflowing and it's gross. Like you clear it out and it's nice and clean and empty and there's a nice, blank canvas. Meditation helps you learn knowledge, ask questions about yourself, the nature of reality, speak to God, speak to your guides, speak to your loved ones that have passed, connect with people's energies that are here, talk to people's guides that you're here with, go on adventures, look at your past lives, see what's happening in your future, plan. Like there's so much that happens in meditation, the connecting, it's I can't put words into it except to say, come here every fucking week and talk about how every day everybody should be meditating every single day, no exception. And to keep doing it for myself and to keep talking about it and to keep amplifying your voices when you praise it, just so that everyone understands how crucial it is. Like to me, I'm going to say this, but it's a little extreme, but it's almost like if you're not meditating every day, you might as well not even like do all these other practices because It's like you're doing it with like an arm behind, like your hand tied behind your back, or you're starting at like below 50%, where meditation could help you start at like 100%. It's such a drastic change in how it helps your day come about and how it helps you be throughout your day, that it's there. If you had the cheat code, why wouldn't you use it? Or if you had the skeleton key, why wouldn't you use it? If you had the golden controller that passed all the levels, why wouldn't you use it? You don't have to. Yep. I know. I'm trying to tell him. I try to tell him. Oh my gosh. T says, I have emptied the trash of my mind and my SP has conformed as the most loving version of himself. But most importantly, I feel love no matter what happens. Proud of you. And you know what's funny is I really resonate with what you said, because that's how I felt when I had my moment with my husband, when he went from old version to new version and our relationship changed, like ever since that moment. That's how I felt too. It was like I emptied the bin of the old story. I was like, no more desperation, no more pleading, no more, I don't give a fuck. If you don't want it, bye. Because somebody does. And they're going to get it, and they're lucky they're getting it. And again, that's just kind of how my attitude was, and it worked. So Elizabeth says, some people say they don't have time to meditate. I think you do. You don't have time to not meditate. 100%. 100%. That is exactly the case. Like, if you think you don't have time to meditate, you need it more than anybody in that moment, right? Like, if you're like, I don't have time to meditate. Oh, you need a meditation. That's the thing you do need. Crammy, your friend Brandon's here. Oh gosh. Okay. Whew. Butterfly Rose says, I found your channel 2 weeks ago and my SP is changing already. It doesn't take time. It takes dedication and focus. It takes consistency. It takes a no going back. Like, again, when I think about what I did with my husband, it was a definitive period. I'm going to go live my life and live the best life possible. Like, there was just I didn't need him anymore to fulfill a role for me. I was going to fulfill it myself. And I did. And then he came through. So, your homework this week, 5 minutes of gratitude a day. And last week I wanted you guys to do this because I wanted to see what different gratitude rituals everyone did, so we can come back together and share them. So that's still the part of the homework is there's no set thing that you have to do to practice your gratitude. Just do it for at least 5 minutes every day for the next 7 days, and then come back and let us know, like, what exercises you did or what ones worked for you and how it helped your situation or how things unfolded. And we'll discuss that more, because the people that did do the homework had some really nice, what's the word I want to use? Experiences or outcomes because of it. So Elizabeth says, in the shower, right before you get up out of bed, you can always find time. Yeah. And even going to bed, like if you could go to bed 15 or 20 minutes earlier and wake up 15 or 20 minutes earlier, even just that alone will help, And the other thing about it is, like, we're over here talking about, I don't have time to blah, blah, blah. And I guarantee every single person on here scrolls their social media. So I just heard in my head, if you got time to lean, you got time to clean. I think I've said that before too, but if you got time to scroll, you have time to fucking roll on your meditation. If you're scrolling on social media, how dare you ever utter the words, I don't have time to meditate. If your higher self could roll their eyes, they would, but I'll do it for them. Just kidding. Just kidding. Okay. But yeah. What did Dina say? Someone said that. Yeah. If you got 5 minutes to scroll social media, you have 5 minutes to meditate. Totally. Totally. Because the thing that you're arguing for, social media scrolling, that triggers the fudge out of you. So it's interesting. We'd rather do things that trigger us than do the things that untrigger and make our lives better. Elizabeth says, or I find a short motivation video to watch. Totally. There's really good 5-minute meditations on YouTube that'll just help you, like, feel so much better. Like, just boost your mood like 100%. It's so nice. Or you can get just a clear blank meditation track and just zone out for a minute. You don't even have to turn on music. You just close your eyes and get clear. The Power of Now is a great book for this if you want to look more into it. Frankie says, I'm about to meditate right now. Someone at my job is testing me today. You know what? Thank you for that person, because what they have done is inspired you to meditate. So that's really fucking cool. Thank you, 3D reality, for pointing me in the direction I want to go anyways. Elizabeth says, and don't freaking check if someone replied first thing in the morning. Yep. This is exactly why I say don't check your phone until after you meditate. Elizabeth's yelling. Mimi says, does meditation have to be just sitting there, or can it be reading a book or something like that? Meditation, as far as I understand it, is about clearing your mind of the thoughts that are running through it and allowing there to be space for either nothing or for information to flow through from a higher perspective, right? So you're pausing the 3D level thoughts for either the piece of the calm, empty space, and or the information and the love and all the stuff that will flow to you once the 3D thoughts and stuff are paused. So when you're reading, I read every day too. So reading, I think, is very important. I think you should read every day as well. But reading is more of like you're kind of consuming knowledge. And I find if I'm thinking about other stuff, then I have no clue what I just read. So then I have to like reread it and like really immerse myself in the words that I'm reading so that I can take in the information and get that knowledge. Otherwise, it's like, why am I even reading? You know, I'm missing parts of the chapter that I said I wanted to fucking read when I picked up the book. So Tommy says meditation can be walking in nature. Yeah, absolutely. It can be walking. You don't have to sit still. You can walk. I used to do, like, you know, when I would walk my dogs, walking meditation. You don't have to have your eyes closed. I've meditated like at the beach, just kind of watching the waves or just zoning out. I've talked about meditating with a flame. There's a lot of ways to do it, but what I know about it, or what I consider it to be, would be, again, like I said, the pausing of that stream of thoughts that we're constantly, like that hamster wheel of your own 3D thinking, pausing that so that either nothing can just resound. Oh, and because we want that too, because that's where peace really is, that nothingness resounding, and information comes from the nothingness as well. So you can get a lot of answers when you let that nothingness be. Linda says meditation also helps you become aware of your thoughts throughout the day. Absolutely. Meditation definitely helps you become more conscious of what you're doing with your thinking. And it helps you, because you're practicing for 20 minutes, an hour, whatever, every day, of keeping these thoughts on pause and letting this nothingness just flow, or just the stream just be. It's easier to do that in your 3D world when you're actually in life, because you're practicing it every single day. So then it's easier to not react to your 3D. This is why I was saying earlier that it helps you show up in your life as your ideal version and not as your current version, because you're able to respond as your ideal self. You're more in tune, you're more aware, you're more in the now, you're more in touch with your intuition, and you're on a more positive frequency. So you have a higher likelihood of more positive things coming your way anyways. And then if the negative, quote unquote, things do come your way, because you have meditated and because you're conscious and because you're practicing letting the 3D stuff kind of be sent to the side, while the pure love and knowingness gets to exist through that, then it's easier to let the 3D stuff like roll off your back when it happens, because you're just like, meh, whatever, fuck that, I don't care. Yay, thank you, everything's working out in my favor, because you know ultimately that's where you're going anyways. You're going wherever you say you're going. Okay. Oh my gosh, Tommy says, I got a vision that directed me to book a session with Roxy. Roxy channeled all the answers that I needed answering. That's awesome. On your walk. You got the vision on your walk, and it directed you to getting answers from me. That's awesome. And I remember I told you that you had a vision of me the same week. I had another client that had a vision of me. I think actually the same day I talked to you, this person had a vision of me like Sparta kicking them into a pit. I'm like, get over, or no, I was like through a doorway, kicking them through a doorway. They were trying to like go through it in their mind. They're trying to go through this door. And they wouldn't allow themselves to go through this door. And they had a vision of me in a dream, I think. And I like Sparta kicked them through this door. And so they booked a session with me. And then I had the session with you that same day where you had a vision of me in meditation. And you're both in the UK. So it's very likely that maybe I was dreaming when those things happened. And I came to you guys astrally. I don't know. I'm just saying. Okay. Leanne, thank you. Says Leanne posted the book club forum with all of the book suggestions. We've read some really good books and we're continuing to read more. Book club. Oh, Tommy, that was you. Okay, so that was you, the Sparta kick. Then somebody else had a different thing of me. Door scenario. Okay, so the other person was the other. I can't remember what the other thing was. But it was the same day that I talked to you, and it was really funny. Okay. All right. I need to get off the live stream. I love you all so much. I appreciate you. Oh, Pumpkin Spice says, while playing your violin, messages come through. Hey, that's a meditation too. Like, you're in the zone, right? Like if you're doing anything like yoga, you can meditate in yoga, right? If you're doing anything that requires you to put the thoughts on pause and just to be in the stillness, you can consider that meditation. Because I had a client I was talking to who she didn't ever like just like sit down and like close her eyes and have a meditation. But when she would get in the shower, she'd say, okay, any negative thought is going to rinse off me and go down the drain. And she's like wiping her thoughts and sending them down the drain. I'm like, girl, that's meditating. You're doing it. Like that's your own thing that you made up and you're clearing the BS and you're getting it off of you and you're purging. So, any sort of, again, clearing or cleansing or releasing or pausing of this 3D BS and allowing the open channel, whatever gets you there is what I would consider meditation. So Leanne, you're so funny. Yeah. So if you want to do one-on-one coaching, we are booking into April. I think we're booking into like the mid-April right now. If you want to get one-on-one coaching with me, the spots fill up fast. So do with that information what you will. Oh, the mental diet 101 mini course is available for 1 week only. And then I don't know if it's ever going to be available again. So this week may be your last chance to get the mental diet workshop. It used to be called mental diet workshop. I started calling it the mental diet 101 mini course. I don't know. That sounded cute, but it's the same. It's the same program. So if you got it before, don't worry. You got it still. If you haven't gotten it, you want to do the mental diet and getting clear on what it is that you're ingesting in here and then what's coming out in your 3D world. Mental diet workshop, mental diet 101 mini course is available at my website, roxytalks.com. for this week only, and then it's going away for probably forever. Maeve says, what even is mental diet? Mental diet is this. Think about it like this. And this is actually a preview into like the workshop. If you think about how your body, like, that phrase, you are what you eat. Your body, you eat food, it takes the nutrients from it, and then it has the out production product. It's kind of the same thing with your manifestations in your world. You're thinking thoughts, which is the equivalent to like the food, and then your 3D reality is pooping it into existence. So if you can control your mental diet, the thoughts you think, like you control your mouth diet, the food you eat, then you can control the outcome. Like I said, a healthy, if you eat a salad, you have a more healthy movement than if you ate like a Big Mac. You know what I mean? So healthy in equals healthy out. Not so healthy in equals not so healthy out. The mental diet workshop is really breaking down what are you doing with this thing, because that's making the outside happen. So Dina, yeah. So I'm not gonna lie, there are definitely going to be some poo references in that thing, because it's about diet and I talk about it like that. And Leanne says, as a vegan, I can say this is true. She says, I eat plants. Me too. I was just at the Vegan Fest in LA this weekend. So that's what the mental diet workshop is about, is like breaking down super hardcore how you can eat the right mental food to get the right BM in your reality. You get it. The right food. So last week for that. Otherwise it's not going to be available anymore after this last week, roxytalks.com. And then Leanne did link, I didn't pin it in the chat, but maybe I can't, even though I'm about to get off here in a second. I'll pin it to the chat in case you want to grab it before I jump off. Or of course you can find it on roxytalks.com on the courses page. Dina says, I eat plants too. Yep. And Sally's a raw vegan. Nice. Okay. So I appreciate everybody. I love you all so much. The link to the mental diet mini course is pinned to the chat if anybody wants to grab that right now. Otherwise, roxytalks.com is where you can grab it. It's a super low price. It's 6 hours of content, and it is going away after this week. It's not going to be available anymore. So just one last week for that. And then it's going to be, you can't get it anymore. And then Leanne also linked the homework assignment in the chat. Thank you, Leanne. You know what, Leanne, can you, will you link that in the comment section too, not just the chat? Because the chat goes away, but the comment section, that'd be cool if you link the homework in the comment section. And then actually, if you guys don't mind, if you see Leanne's comment, give it a like so it'll boost it so it'll sit higher up in the comments, and then it can be like kind of at the top, and you can have her, if you wanted to come back and reference the homework, the more likes it'll get, it'll sit at the top of the comments, and you can come back and see it. Actually, I could pin it. I guess I could pin it. Yeah, I'll just pin it. I could pin it. How about that? Elizabeth says, funny how the whole team eats plants, meant to be. It's not a coincidence. I don't think it's a coincidence. Because I stopped eating meat. I became a vegan about 3 days before I started my YouTube channel. And like the inspired action that got me to stop eating meat was the same inspired action that was like, just start your fucking channel already. Film a video, put it up, send it to the universe. And I think all the trajectory was all kind of divine, of course. All right, I need to get off the freaking thing. I love you all so much. I appreciate you. I dropped my crystal. Don't forget to do your homework this week, which is 5 minutes of gratitude exercises for the next 7 days. Just 5 minutes. That's it. Gratitude. Get in the feeling. And another thing you can start doing, this is something I've been practicing since doing this last week. Start when something comes up, thank the universe for it right away. As soon as it's there, as soon as something pops up in your reality, a bill you need to pay, something you need to do, question you need answering, anything that comes up that's not immediately like supplied for in that moment, if that makes sense. When a desire pops up or a need of some sort pops up, thank the universe for it right then. So start that. So those are it's kind of like a dual homework. That's like that's like your extra credit. Your homework is 5 minutes of gratitude every single day. Extra credit would be when something pops up that you have to do, or you have to take care of, or you have to pay for, that you're worried about, that would normally trigger you. Thank the universe for taking care of it right then and there, the second it pops up, and just see what that does. Okay. All right. I love you all. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Be good to yourselves this week. Meditation every single day. And now gratitude is your homework. I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And give yourself a little pat on the back for showing up for yourself today. You deserve it. You're doing the work. You're here. I may yell at you, but you're amazing, and you deserve the world. So let's give it to yourself. And Nora says, we'll do my homework on gratitude and picking up on meditation. Thanks for the advice. Yay. Happy for you, Nora. And then Nora, come back next week and let us know what happened, what kind of exercises you did, how the gratitude worked for you. When we get back together next week, we'll talk about the results. Okay. So I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. We're all raising our vibrations together. You have the power. I believe in you. Bye.